Yes, YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to another video, another case study based video for one of the clients that we're currently working on. Super quick results. We got this done within 2 to 3 weeks. It's about 2.5 weeks roughly. We managed to scale this client to just shy of 15K per month, or 15K in like 2-3 weeks. And I expect this client to kind of finish off the full month of April around that 18K mark, give or take. I think we still got another like 4K in the bank before the month ends. Maybe I'll do an update video, but this was a super quick scale, let's just say, super quick pump, and I'm going to document the results here for you guys and for the YouTube channel. So without further ado, we're going to step inside my screen. Cool guys, welcome to inside my screen. I'm going to walk you through how we achieve this result for our model. So this was 0 to 14K within just 3 weeks. I'll say 2.5 to 3 weeks, give or take. I'll say 3 weeks or later. And how we got this to this point for this client. I'm gonna walk you through, guys, how we did this. Now, this was a salary model, so do the maths on the salary models. Roughly around a K is the salary. The rest is a mixture between chatting cost, which is very, very minimal, and obviously traffic cost, team, softwares, roughly sitting around a 70% margin for this model. But let's get into it. So, proof of results, as always, you can see last 30 days, 14.6K. This was a lot earlier. We launched the account around the 8th of April. Okay, so around the 7th to 8th of April, we launched the account here. And as you can see, this is when the revenue started to really kick in. As you can see, the account is up like 183,000%. And it really started to peak around the 22nd of April, give or take, right? So the account has really been pumping very, very nicely. You can see here, the account, we literally signed the model about 3 weeks ago. So before us, the account, $7, $0, $0, and nothing on the account. Brand new account, brand spanking new. And within about 3 weeks, we came in and we've generated around 14.6K net, 18K gross so far. And again, I expect this account to finish the month of April around an 18K a month, revenue mark. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and share the inflow side of things so you guys can see this exact account. So again, you guys can see that there's no, fake results, etc. I'm going to get my editor, as always, to blur out the screen to protect my models. But you can see I'm on the account now. Last 30 days, okay, 14.6K. Last 24 hours, 830. Another way I can do it is go to here, March, 14.6K. I just want to really, really, really make sure that my audience knows that our shit is authentic. Nothing is forged or anything like that. A lot of the people in the space are. I'm not going to go through it, but you guys know what I mean. Scroll it down here so you guys can see, like, look at these PPV purchases. $199, right? $123. Very, very nice base PPV purchases. The LTV on this account is around $4 on a free sub. So not too bad, okay? Not too bad, not too shabby. There we go. Now we've done the proof. Let's continue with the video. So proof of results, as always, how we achieved this result for this client. And let's go through some key points on how we did this. So we basically have a machine that's been pre-built behind the scenes before we even brought this model on. What that machine is the agency, right? Like the traffic side of things, the chatting side of things. This machine is already been implemented, okay? We just added in a new client with our already working strategies, and she just blew up very, very quickly. The niche was great. We hit it spot on with a marketing channel. We hit it spot on with the volume of accounts that we're launching with. Kind of most things that we hit was spot on, and the chatting strategy attached to it was very, very good. But again, this doesn't just happen with you starting completely from ground zero. I just want to make this very, very clear to you guys. Like, you need to have a machine that's been built and tested and trialed throughout the process, okay? And this may happen for you in month 3, month 2, hopefully month 1, but maybe it may take, 6 months or 5 months to kind of hit these kind of figures for the model. And these aren't crazy figures, by the way. I know some people show 200K screenshots on YouTube nowadays, but the authenticity side of things, it's questionable. But to hit 15K or 16K, let's say, on a salary model with 70% margins, you're profiting anywhere between 15K, give or take, 16K on an 18K account. You're making really, really great margins at the end of the day, right? And that's like multiple 6 figures already. 8.3K a month is 6 figures. Anything above 16K is multiple 6, you know what I mean? And that's just one model, right? But I digress. a pre-built machine that is the traffic side of things with our VAs, with our team, our Discord server. That's all built for ultimate efficiency to ensure that the content's coming in, ensure that the spoofing's been done correctly, the caption, the trending audios, all sorts of things have been already pre-built. And this is what you need to implement if you are looking to start your agency journey, right? We have a heavy analysis on data, okay? So what that means is we are heavily looking at the retention of the reels. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is for Instagram. Okay, we did pure Instagram, one platform for this model only, okay? One content style for this model. And we just did it at a big scale. Heavy analysis on the data side of things. We're ensuring that the retention is good, the first hooks are good. We're looking at how long people are watching the videos for. We're looking at a bunch of things on the reel insights that the reel provides us, Instagram provides us, and we're trying to do our best to ensure that we're continuously improving those metrics. That is something that so many agencies neglect. I was one of those way back when, like not looking at the data that Instagram gives you to make better reels and better content to ensure your reels are getting pushed further in the algorithm. Okay, if you do that and you take on board Instagram's insights, they will reward you at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, these platforms just want the users to be on there and consume content as much as possible so they can make more money through their ads and ad revenues, etc., etc. Right? So the longer you can do that, the longer you can keep people on your profiles and your reels, the more reward Instagram will give you. Okay. This was a volume-based approach, okay, so we launched anywhere between 15 to 20 phones for this particular model, 5 phones per account, do the maths on that puppy. We did this on a salary model, as I mentioned. She has a really good, strong work ethic, and we're increasing her salary also, and it's heavily USA targeted with our audience targeting, okay? Now, how can you do the same? That's the main point. That's the main reason why you've probably watched this video, clicked on this video, and you're just like, all right, well, great, Jermaine. I don't care if you achieve that. Like, how can I do it myself? And this is how. You basically need to dial in on one traffic source first. You can now easily, not easily, but you can respectably get to 10K per month with just one traffic source only. If you do that on a salary model, that is probably going to impact your life quite heavily, especially with these incredible margins that come with this side of the business. That will really change your life. Just focus on one traffic source and focus on achieving it really, really well. Implementation of strong chatting and backend systems. Backend systems goes back to the machine I was talking about with the VAs, with the traffic team, and with the chatting side and backend. You first need to make sure you are generating those subs coming through the door, and then building chatting systems on the backend, PPV systems, campaign systems on the backend. Like, are you monetizing on the traffic that you're getting? If you're not, so much money has been left on the table, and it defeats the whole purpose of the whole business. 80% of the revenue is made in the back-end systems of these accounts that we run for these clients. Regular campaigns on the accounts. This was a big game changer. We managed to improve our LTVs just by getting out an extra $300 to $400 a day on these accounts, just through having good, well-structured campaigns and tipping games and things on the feed, all that kind of stuff. Most agencies really do neglect this, okay? Again, I was one of them. I'll be real with you guys. But since having in better team and infrastructure that just focuses on these side of things, like an ops manager that focuses primarily on the backend systems, that was a game changer in terms of building our PVVs and managing and analyzing the data of purchases that come from it, so we can continue to do that and split tests across different models, all that kind of good stuff. Again, studying the data, I just kind of touched on that, and identifying different content verticals, okay? This is really, really important, especially if you're doing Instagram content for your clients. Different content verticals could be AI-based content, it could be, public-based content, it could be Q&A-based content, it could be rage bait content, it could be like the little split screen content, the little hooks at the start with someone dropping a ball and it's about to hit the camera and it changes to the model. So many different content verticals that you could try and test, and you just need to test and see which one works best for you, right? There's no one secret method or one secret source at the end of the day. You need to test different variations for your model and see what sticks, and then of course scale upon what sticks. These are 5 key tools that you guys need to achieve these kind of results. So spoofing software is important. If you are going for the more volume game, which we're doing now, anywhere between like 50 plus accounts per model, Instagram accounts, we're doing volume. So there's only a certain amount of content the model can send us per day without her burning out. And we are using heavily spoofing to do this, okay? To get, one piece of content can bring us 11 pieces of content. Just imagine that volume. Like 1 to 11 is crazy, crazy volume. There's loads of spoofing softwares out there. Ours is private, but there's one on the market called Only Spoofer, I believe. I've used it once a while ago. We just built our own custom one in correlation with Claude. But again, that's one tool you can use. We use Inflow for our chatting backend. I'm not sponsored by Inflow or anything like that. It's just something I've always used for a while. A good payment processing system, especially if you are using salary models, especially if you're working with salary models, a good payment backend will save you thousands of dollars in unrecovered funds from, Skrill or from all these platforms that just get locked after a while. Super important to have a good backend payment system. We use Pagos 24/7, I believe it's called. That's a really good one for salaries. Staffing backend systems, Discord, Telegram. Make sure that you have your communications down on lock, especially as you start to scale. It's impossible for me to run 15 phones for one model. It's impossible, right? I just don't have the time, plus everything else that I'm doing. So I have staff, posters, QA managers, account creation managers, account recovery managers, and account suspension managers. Like, we have different teams in place for different parts of our puzzle. Just picture it as a puzzle. The traffic is literally a puzzle, and you just need to put the pieces together and put bums in seats to ensure that you're building that machine for working for you. That's what the backend staffing systems looks like. SOPs, again, part of the puzzles is SOPs to ensure that everyone knows what they're doing, and it's very, very clear. SOPs stands for Standard Operating Procedures, okay, which is basically like, picture it as an instruction manual, okay, on how to do X, how to post on Instagram. This is an SOP. You create it as an agency, you give it to a team member or a poster, and they go ahead and obviously use the SOP to then do the work. Okay, it's basically a guideline on how to do their work in their role on a daily basis. We use Notion, but you can use Airtable, you can use Google Drive. There's a few different ways that you can use these SOPs. It's very, very simple. It's not the most challenging thing in the world. And dealing with bans. So of course, as you guys know at the time of recording this, the whole OFM world really is panicking with bans right now on Instagram. There's been an Instagram ban wave, and that is Instagram, again, correcting the market. They've seen too many kids coming in, spamming AI content and thinking, all right, this is not right. Let's ban a bunch of accounts. There's a bunch of ways that you can do to avoid these bans, and I'm going to share some here with you. Links are going to be the biggest thing. Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri, or whatever you call his name is, went out and said like they're trying to make a big cut down on content creators, okay, especially in adult niche, and avoiding the spam and all that kind of stuff. So you need to make sure that your links are clean, okay? The links that you're using aren't explicit. The links that you're using aren't redirects, because that's been heavily increasing ban rates. We've tested it. We're using the clean landing page of what the links that we're using, and ideally have the links in the highlights instead of the bio. That will decrease your ban rates very, very significantly, okay? And is it working for us? It's working out very well. Our ban rates are very, very low. We did have a week worth of high ban rates. The recent protocols I just said massively reduced our ban rates, so go ahead and use that. And our recovery rates are okay. They're not too bad. Like when you got to recover the accounts, we only really recover accounts that are big accounts and go on viral. If they're new accounts, we just scrap them and create new ones. But the recovery rate is pretty good. It's about 40%, give or take. And then our systems for it, I have literally a VA who sits all day and recovers accounts for us, doing selfies, doing the verification videos, doing the emails, doing the SMS codes, all that kind of stuff. That is her job every single day. At the scale that we're running at, we need someone just to do that full time, okay? From 9 a.m. to like 6, 7 p.m. That is literally all that she does, okay? And that works really well for us. Overall, guys, I'm not going to keep this video going on for too long, but hopefully you found this valuable somewhat. Hopefully you can understand the scale that you can do with salary models. My goal really is to get to like 30, 40K per month with the salary models, and then move to a next, and then move to a next, and then move to a next, right? I don't want to go too vertical with salaries because they are technically a bit more risk, but at the end of the day, they're scaling very nicely, and that's all we're planning to do over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this piece of content. Like, comment, subscribe as always. Join my Telegram group below where I share a lot more daily nuggets, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.